What was your relationship with Flatground skateboarding growing up? Did you have to grind through thousands of tries at learning certain flip tricks, or did you grasp the concept of like heel flips and kick flips in all four stances pretty quickly?
Still trying to grasp the heel flips, dude. I grew up skating mainly flat ground. That's all I had really. So I would skate. We lived kind of on a main road. All I really had was like my parents, like the driveway to our house. So for the first like couple of years of skating, yeah, I would just skate flat. Kind of learned like flip tricks first, I guess, and then I got like flat bars and boxes later on. But I remember specifically kick flipping. Like that was a grind. That took me like a while to actually get kick flips consistently. And then once I got those, I feel like things started to come more natural. I do remember struggling with like 360 flips also, because like I mean, when I learned them, I was like super young and really, really small, and I felt like it was just hard to get the board to like wrap around, you know? So I remember kind of grinding out the tray flips as well.
Yeah.
I would like constantly land, hang 10, fucking both feet on the nose,
Sure.
You know?
Yep.
Took me a while to kind of get that one dialed in, but yeah, that's like, I do remember grinding some flat ground. I mean, because again, it's like all I really had skating my first couple of years. And then later on, I feel like it did maybe come a little bit natural, because like I would always want to be involved in games of skate. Like when the S game of skate was going on back then, I was always skating all the ones that came through Philly area. And if there was ever a game of skate at like the local parks or whatever, I'd always be involved because I felt like I was decent at it, you know? But yeah, I mean, I have kind of just been involved in games of skate and flat ground skating like my whole life. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's it really. Those two tricks specifically are what I remember like grinding out though. They were hard to learn.
Was kickflip the first flip trick you learned?
I think so. I think it was like, yeah, I was ollieing. I think I had shove-its and stuff, like just kind of scooping them around. But yeah. I'm pretty sure kickflips was the first one I learned.
Okay. I was going to ask.
Heel flips were dangerous, dude. Heel flips they would go straight up, dude, if you know what I mean.
Heel flips?
Yeah, the heel flips. They were hard. I mean, they're still hard, but kick flips, yeah, I think it was the first one I learned.
Was the kick flip the hardest of the straight 8 that took you the longest to learn, or did one of the other 7, did you have a harder time learning than the kick flip?
I wasn't good at like switch flips for a long time, but switch skating obviously came way later. I learned kick flips first, but heel flips never came natural to me. That one, I feel like that would be the hardest one. That would always be the struggle.
Just a regular heel flip?
Flips. Yeah. I find it way harder than kick flips.
Okay.
And always did. Like, even when I remember learning them, and like they would constantly either go behind me, or I would like miss the flick completely, and they would like go straight up, and I kind of just stopped doing it. Now I just like have a way of where like if someone does a heel flip in a game of skate, I know how to land it, but it doesn't look pretty, you know?
Yeah, I think I caught you like looking back at Shane after one of your. Maybe during Seva game. Yeah. Last question about the straight 8. Which one is your favorite, and which one is your... I assume heel flip is your least favorite, but correct me if I'm wrong, but which is your favorite out of the straight 8?
My favorite out of the straight 8 would probably be, I guess, switch heel flip or kick flip.
What is it about switch heels that you like so much?
I don't know, man. They just like...
They're easy?
Naturally. Yeah, they came naturally, and I don't know, growing up, like... Wenning was one of my favorite skaters. He did a lot of switch heel flips, and I feel like once I learned them, I felt like that much closer to being like as sick as Wenning, you know? Okay. Once I learned them, it became easy for me to like take them to things. Like, you know, switch heels became so comfortable that I could like switch heel into back 5-0s or switch heel manuals, or, you know, like switch heel flip almost in a weird way became like a second kick flip, you know? Okay. Where I felt comfortable taking it to things. Personally, I've been through a relationship with switch heels where I learned it, lost it, learned it, and lost it. But when I did have them, I totally understand why this trick is a preferred trick, because it almost seems like the easiest to do. Like it takes the least amount of effort. Yeah. Right now. Least amount of effort, and I think it's comfortable, or at least I think it's comfortable because of the way that your foot setup is on switch heels, or at least my foot setup is like really stable on my board, you know? Like when I switch flip, I have like such a little amount of toe on my board. Sure. Because that's just how I do it. And then like my back foot's in the middle of the tail, so I kind of have this like front side carve as I switch flip sometimes. Doing that at certain spots or in like certain scenarios is super uncomfortable. As to where like switch heel, I feel like I can ride like super straight, and switch heel, you know, fine, with like all very stable. Outside of the straight 8, is there any flat ground trick in general that stands out as one that you find easy and enjoy now, but it took you a long time to master? Maybe like varial heel flips. Varial heels are kind of a random one, but once I learned them, They weren't like, I'm not saying like it's like super hard, like it's not going to get someone a letter, but I mean, it could, you know, it's kind of that like a random trick a little bit, but it's always one that I throw out a lot on like offense just because I feel confident that I'm going to make it almost every single time. So maybe varial heels. I can't remember if it was hard. Actually, I think I learned that pretty late on, like late in skating. At least I remember like specific skate trips I went on trying to film them like down gaps and stuff. And I feel like that was right around the time that I also like learned them.
Yeah.
So I don't think I learned varial heels till pretty late in the game, but now they feel good and like consistent.
Jumping into the actual day of the contest and just the contest in general, we talked before you went into the contest and you said you've been skating a lot in LA. Heading in, you kind of gave the vibe that you were fatigued a little bit. Did you find yourself feeling better or worse as your games progressed?
I think I felt it was weird because the first game, I feel like I should have skated better that first game, to be honest. Right out the gates was kind of like, oh, crap, you know? So I feel like my games might have gotten better throughout the day. Me, body-wise, I feel like I kind of felt crappy the whole time, to be honest. It was hard, like, because with those two, you know, you skate for like 5-10 minutes, warm up, and then it's into the game, and then you kind of sit down for a while, and it's like, get back up and warm up again, and it's like a lot of up and down, you know? And like, already being kind of like, I don't know, like I said, yeah, I did skate a lot those first couple of days, so then that day I was kind of like tired, you know? I was just like I was like, I'm going to do it, but like, I don't know how it's going to go. I think I mentioned too, like, just in general, I wasn't skating I was skating a lot, but I wasn't skating a lot of flat ground. Right. As to where, like, when I'm at home, like, what I do out here is so different than when I'm on trips. And out here, I skate a lot of flat. Yeah, going from, like, China for 2 weeks straight to LA for a week, there was, like, not much of my consistent sessions going on, you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at your game with Art. You said you didn't skate good, but you landed, like, 30 tricks on offense. Close to that. You missed a hard flip, switch big heel, switch double flip, and a nollie frontside flip. I mean, you feel like those are tricks you should have had?
No, actually, now that you say it like that, it kind of makes sense that I missed those ones. Switch big heel, I feel like I should have been able to do, but that one does take a lot of energy for me to do, so that could have been just like, you know, if I'm not all there, I'm going to miss that one. All the other ones, yeah, I've never been good at nollie frontside flips. They're very hit or miss. Hard flips, obviously, everyone knows that I'm not a hard flipper. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Switch double flip, I don't think I've ever done one in my life, so, or I don't know if it was nollie or switch. But yeah, I think the difference though with Art's game, like he played a game that I would have also played. Like say he went first, right? Did he go first in that game?
I think, yeah, he went first and he stayed on offense like for 15 minutes or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, I think me and him, like, I don't know, that dude's rad. I think we just play a similar game. I think that even if I went first, the game probably would have went the same way because we ran through all the tricks. You know, that's why there were so many tricks made. But at the same time, like, if he wanted to, he could have just switched double flipped out the gates, essentially. So no, I respect. It was a good game. I respect his skating, and that one was sick.
Okay, so you're saying like the sitting down and then having to get back up and warm up. That's kind of something that is different from the barracks because they do it in multiple days. Yeah. The S games of skate. What were those like? Like I don't feel like I've heard a lot about the S games of skate. Was that all similar to what the barracks was, or is it more like CFS where everything's in one day?
Yeah, no, it was more similar to yours. Yeah, to the CFS. It would be all in one day. It would be the same. It'd be the same scenario, like, you know, whether it's hosted at a park or like some flat ground, like tennis court or whatever. Like they would set up the lanes. They'd have multiple games going at once and like different refs and stuff. For the most part, yeah, it was the same. You would play your game, wait, you know, till you were called to skate your next game, and kind of go from there. So it was very similar to how yours is. It was just more games at a time, I guess. You know, because they had more. It was way more people involved. It was like a fucking tournament, you know? Sure. No, it was cool. It was similar. I mean, that's all. That's also the getting up, getting back. That's on me too, you know? Like I could have easily been skating the whole time, you know? I could have stayed warm, but did I know? You know what I mean? So like, that's not to say it's like a flaw in like how the game's working. That's also on me. What
would you say was kind of a key takeaway from this season that stands out to you from the others that you think would be helpful for you in a future contest, Flatground?
I don't know. I feel like it went pretty smoothly.
The only thing was like, once you and Seva played and you missed the varial heel, Seva just was like, all right, I'm just going to shut it down. You know, like, yeah, I know you don't know these tricks, so I'm just going to do it. Like, do you think like, maybe I should learn tray doubles and 540 pop shove-its? Like, is that something I should do, or?
I don't know. Like, that's not, I mean, yeah, I probably should.
Like,
right?
learning
But
other people's tricks, is that something that is gonna, I mean, it would obviously help, but it depends on whether it's worth it or not, I guess.
Yeah, it would definitely help. I think, too, to get to where it would be a lot of, like, that's what I would have to focus a lot of my energy on, because that dude has them, he's been doing them for years.
Yeah,
He has them, like, every single time.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I learn that trick and I can do them, like, shit, 1 of 5 times, you know? Like, it's going to be still kind of a gamble if I even land it or not in the game. I feel like I can learn a double tray before I can learn, like, a switch double flip. That's for sure. Like, the way that I switch flip, it just, I don't know. I feel like I just cannot get it going.
Mm-hmm.
The switch double flips and stuff like that. But certain ones, yeah, probably. I don't know. To be honest, that's not, like, I don't find that fun. Like, I like to go skate and I don't know, I learn tricks that I want to learn. That would be, like, not to, like, say that they're whack tricks, but, like, it's just not something I would find, like, a joy in doing. Like, oh, today I want to go learn double tray flips. Like, I don't feel the need for that, really. Like, I just...
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the need would be that specific of a game of skate, right?
Mm.
Like,
it doesn't translate really to anything else besides a game of skate, really, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe I mean, I guess maybe you could do it down a gap or something. But I don't know. That's not, like, what I find, like, to be... I don't want to, I guess. I don't know. Like, it'd be really... Like, when I had to play Mike Mo back in the day, I remember playing Mike Mo at the Barracks or something.
Yeah.
And it was when he always does that, like, I don't even know what it's called. It's like an underflip sort of thing. He, like, ollies, and then it's like a late pressure flip, right?
Yeah.
I learned it.
Oh, wow.
At the skate park, I spent some time, and I was able to do them, like, every couple tries. But, like, did it work? No. You know what I mean? Actually, I think I might have won that game, but it wasn't because of that, you know? That's my... I don't know. It's so much time and energy for, like, maybe it works at the game.
Yeah.
And that would be, like, for Seva, talking Seva, like, that would be, 6 tricks that I would have to, like, dial in, that are all tricks that I've never, like, cared to do before.
And the more we talk about it, I'm thinking back to your game against Seva in the first season, and you were steadily kind of chipping away at him with the basics.
Yeah.
And I guess now that we talk about it, it's like, if you have your style, you know, and yours is, like, doing all the fundamentals methodically, that can be just as, if not more dangerous than throwing out a 540 flip or a tray double.
For sure. I mean, people get, like, worn down, they overthink things, there's all sorts of stuff that goes into it, you know, you can miss, it just happens. So it's like, having those weapons, you know, that he has, obviously for him it's worked out amazing. He can do them so on point that when he wants to win, he just wins. I don't know, at the end of the day, that's what we're there for, right? You want to try to win the game. So
what was your personal highlight from the day for yourself, and what stood out to you from the rest of the roster?
For me, I'm glad I just, like, kind of chipped away and won a couple games back, because I felt kind of crappy losing off the rip. So that was cool. I was just really stoked I at least, like, got a couple games in there, you know? So that was cool. And then, I mean, the roster this time that stood out to me, just everyone was, I don't know, everyone had their own kind of style going on, I guess, if you would. Like, I don't know, it's just like, everyone had their own bag, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Anybody could have won, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Like sometimes you roll up to games of skate and you're like, oh, it's cool that dude's in there, but, like, he's probably not going to win. This time I felt very, like, anybody could win. Every game was, like, losable. As much as it was winnable, it was losable. It just depended on, like, who was on offense and how often you got to go, if someone slipped up or whatever. The talent was just higher this time.
You and Art's game was the best performing first game of any season, so I think that speaks volumes about how good the quality of the competition was. And, you know, you being the out-of-towner coming in and grinding through, even though you had jet lag a little bit and were tired and hadn't been skating flat, speaks volumes about, you know, your competitiveness. And really appreciate you doing a third season with us. Sure. Did you have any final thoughts before we close out?
I also think that, like, the reason that Art and my game could have done so well or whatever, or performed good, just because it was long, you know? It was a long game. People got to watch tricks. A lot of times people just want to see us skate. They want to see how well we do certain tricks, or oh, that he must not be that good at that trick. He did that one weird or whatever. Like, when a game's over in, like, 5 or 6, you know, tricks, it's crazy. And there were 5 crazy tricks, but it's not like, you don't get as much out of it. You don't get as much personality. You don't see, like, someone skating, how consistent they are, you know, in those scenarios when, like, the game's just over. that's the point of it, though. That's the difference between, like, being the skater and just wanting to win the game, or, like, yourself that's kind of behind the scenes, like, yo, I want to put out a good show type of thing. What are your thoughts on that, right? Like, if someone just rolls in, wins in 5 tricks, like, is that good or bad for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, to your point, it's not going to be good for views. I've looked a little bit at the analytics. The video was long. First games were long because we did longer interviews, but you and Art had a long game as well, so it's like a 20-plus minute video, and I looked at the analytics, and, like, people are skipping the interview. So, like, this interview that we're doing, I'm not sure if I'll put it in the video with you and Seva. I might, I don't know, do a separate thing or do it after the game, because I got feedback from people saying, like, because I did this with Calvin, same with that. Like, people just skipped that and then they watched, like, that really short game between Calvin and Marley. You're right that there is a huge correlation between long games getting more views. I don't know if it's a good analogy, but like Jurassic Park, you know, more teeth on the dinosaurs, more people go and watch, like, more tricks means more views type thing. But I also think there is an element of drama that can be implemented, and, like, this was something I was gonna see, like, what you thought about. I didn't want to, like, do it on the day of, but, like, looking back, it might have been funny being like, hey, you know, like, did you hear that shit Seva was talking about you or something? You know, to, like, kind of, like, rile people up a little bit, just to see, because, like, you know, you and Joa's game, like, that did a lot of views, and it's getting more spikes now that this new season's out. You guys had a good game, but, like, there was a lot of shit talking in that game.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah, that comes from just having him on, like, his name involved in that. People are going to click it, but also, like, they clicked it, and I do think they got, like, what they asked for, you know?
Yeah.
There's definitely some shit talking, for sure.
Definitely. I mean, the Gifted Hater name in the video is going to for sure bring views, but it also begs the question, and I've seen people on Slap talk about it, you know, we're miking up the skaters, you guys can skate flat, like, why don't we just kind of add the element of some drama, like talk shit?
Yeah, skaters are I think one part of it is, like, you need to have people with that, someone has to have that personality to get people going. Like, Joa has that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously a game me versus Seva or me versus, like, you know, Mickey or whatever, like, no one's just gonna start talking shit. Like, that would be so random, right? And it wouldn't be like, it wouldn't come off like how it's supposed to come off. But, like, Joa, like, it's like hanging out with my boy Shane, right? Like, Shane's gonna get me talking shit and get me outgoing. Like, that's the type of somebody, like, you need in that. Like, having Joe in there for that reason was smart. You know what I mean?
Very.
And I think, like, people like that can bring it out of the skaters that wouldn't just do that naturally. The skaters aren't going to do that. Especially, like, most of the people you had in that shit is not going to. Someone has to be there sparking that energy to get us going.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's why like, if Joe, like, for the way it went with me, like, you know, it took him saying some shit, I'm going to fucking say some shit back, and we're going to goof off a little bit, like, because that's how it's going to go. But it would never go that way if I was playing someone else.
Unless they're like you said, your homies, like Shane was in the game or something.
Yeah, you get, like, exactly. Because a lot of times, too, like, we know each other, but, like, we don't know each other like that to, like, fuck with each other, you know? So it takes, like, the right kind of person. That's how they are. They just fuck with people no matter who it is. And then it gets you going.
I guess personally, I'm, as the host, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm more equipped to just, like, schedule it. I don't know if I have the charisma and the wherewithal to host this and keep people engaged and stuff, which is fine. I mean, it's just not what I set out to do, but it just makes it easier as the organizer to just host it.
For sure.
But I think, it would be one of those things where if you have the right host, you can kind of pull something out of the skaters that wouldn't be there otherwise.
Definitely.
But yeah, like you said, I think the matchups are kind of, it comes down to the matchups and, like, who the personalities and whatnot.
Yeah, because some people, I mean, I think we realize that some people can take it and some people can't, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, every
from last time.
Yeah, every coin has two sides. I mean, like you said, some people can take it, some people rage quit and fucking leave in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you know,
but
depends.
I mean, I don't know. After this season, it was, I felt like it was the hardest to put together. So I don't know if I want to do another one. It'd be cool. Yeah. But it takes a lot of effort. And
definitely,
I don't know. It might be a little stale doing another one at Santa Clarita, so maybe it's better.
Yeah, I mean, a location switch could be a refresh. You know, a little bit. Maybe a couple of different skaters. Maybe try to pick skaters that have, like, a weird, I don't know, personality. Not a weird personality, but, you know, someone that could be more outgoing. Could help for some of the games.
This is where the interview ends. Sorry, I know it's a little abrupt, but we were venturing off into the weeds about the contest logistics towards the end, and the main focus was on Flatground, which Tom gave me a lot of his time on already. If you are interested in hearing more candid thoughts about the behind the scenes and logistics, those do live on Patreon. Feel free to check it out. Thank you so much, Tom, for your time, and thank you everyone for watching.